Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of The Missing. I'm your host, Scott Davis, and I'd like to welcome you to our 4th episode of our show. It's hard to believe we've been on the internet for a month now, and hopefully we're doing some good. I know we've got a ton of positive feedback, a lot of support, and we've had a lot of views on our show, and for that I'd like to say thank you so much. As Americans this past week, we experienced a moment in history during the inaugural ceremonies when President Obama was the first African American sworn into that office. Now, during his campaign, he ran on hope and change. And that's what I think we're doing here at The Missing. We have hope that we're going to bring home these missing children safely to their families, which in turn will offer change in their lives and their families' lives in a positive way. The case of Alexis Patterson. It is one of mystery, just as many other missing children's cases are. We all wonder, where is she at? And what were the underlying circumstances surrounding her going missing? I was introduced to Alexis's case when I was working on the NASCAR project with Mr. John Walsh, America's Most Wanted, and the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. We all had the opportunity to team up with Fox Sports where we could place the face of Alexis Patterson on a car that was used during their NASCAR broadcast in their studio. The focus was to help gain exposure for her and her case during these NASCAR broadcasted events with Fox Sports. As I said in earlier episodes, as I worked on these projects and I placed the faces of these missing children on these race cars, I always thought, what else could I do to help bring these children home? And that's why I'm revisiting her case here on The Missing. I've had the opportunity to talk with one of the investigators that are working on her case, and he said that they have been able to follow up on a few leads, but nothing solid enough to recover Alexis and bring her home safely. So it's up to us to here on The Missing to take a look at the photographs that I'm going to present to you. Listen to the little bit of information that we're going to be able to share with you about her case, and hopefully we can work together in bringing home Alexis Patterson here on The Missing. Alexis Patterson's case begins on May 3rd of 2002. She was last seen when she was dropped off for school. That day, Alexis was wearing a red hooded jacket with gray stripes, a purple shirt, blue jeans, and white Nike tennis shoes. After she was dropped off for school, she has not been seen or heard from since. The photographs that you see is Alexis when she was reported missing, and an age-progressed photograph from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children showing what Alexis would appear to look like at 11 years old. If you have any, thank you for taking the opportunity to review the information on Alexis's case. Hopefully here on The Missing we can work together in bringing her home safely. Next, we're going to present the Child Safety segment of the week. In this segment, we're going to cover tips on what to do if your child is missing. What to do if your child is missing. First, take immediate action. The first 4 hours of a child missing are very crucial. If your child is missing from home, search the house, checking closets, piles of laundry, in and under beds, inside large appliances, inside vehicles, including the trunks, wherever a child may crawl or hide. If you cannot find your child, immediately call your local law enforcement agency. If your child disappears in a store, notify the store manager or security officer. then immediately call your local law enforcement agency. Many stores have a Code Adam plan of action. If a child is missing in the store, employees immediately mobilize to look for that missing child. When you call your law enforcement agency, provide your child's name, date of birth, height, weight, and any other unique identifiers such as eyeglasses and/or braces. Tell them when you noticed that your child was missing and what clothing he or she may have been wearing. Request that your child's name, identifying information, be immediately entered into the National Crime Information Center, the NCIC, Missing Persons File. After you've reported your child missing to local law enforcement, call the National Center for Missing Exploited Children at their toll-free number at 1-800-THE-LOST. Or you could use our live hotline to talk to a NCMEC representative through their website. I hope you found these tips helpful. As parents, we really never want to think about our child going missing. But as in any other tragedy, if you have a plan, you're going to have a better outcome. So if you follow the steps as designed by the National Center for Missing Exploited Children, you will know how to work with law enforcement, how to work with the media, and how to work with volunteers in finding your child and bringing them home safely and quickly. We also experienced another historical event last week. That was saying goodbye to a two-term president. While in office, President Bush worked diligently to be an advocate for missing and exploited children. Working with John Walsh of America's Most Wanted and the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, he signed into law the Adam Walsh Act, which gives law enforcement the ability to better track sexual predators. He also worked with his wife and First Lady Laura Bush to design the White House Conference on Missing and Exploited and Runaway Children, which was designed to bring in media, law enforcement, and other governmental agencies to better respond to the call of missing children. While in office, he also made available more funding for the Amber Alert program. We'd like to say thank you so much for your efforts in helping missing children, helping law enforcement be able to recover these missing children, working so diligently to be a child safety advocate while in office, President Bush. I hope you and First Lady Laura Bush enjoy your life outside of the presidential office. And we'd like to say thank you for all your efforts. Here on The Missing, we like to offer different opportunities each episode. In this episode, I'd like to turn to you, our viewers, to help us identify a young John Doe recovered in Mabane, North Carolina. This child was approximately 10 to 11 years old, and we have a forensics photograph as created by the folks at the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. So if you'll take the opportunity, listen to the information that we have about his case, look at the forensics photograph, what he may have appeared to look like, and we here on The Missing could possibly help a family put to rest their fears of their child missing, and we could help identify this young John Doe. The image that you're looking at is a computer-assisted facial reconstruction done by the forensics artist at the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. The child's body was found along Industrial Drive in Mabane, North Carolina on September 25, 1998. The boy was estimated to be between 10 and 11 years of age, and he was wearing Fox Polo Club branded khaki shorts, size 3, 2XS brand black and white athletic shoes, and white tube socks. He also had sealant on the surfaces of some of his teeth. Items in this image, such as eye color and hairstyle, are artist estimations to complete the image and should not be considered significant markers for identification. Well everyone, that brings a close to another episode of The Missing. I really appreciate you being with us, and I hope you continue to tune in on future episodes of The Missing. If you have any questions or would like to research the cases that were reviewed in this episode, please visit our website at www.themissingtv.com. And as I always say, keep your children educated, keep them protected, and continue to watch The Missing. I'm your host, Scott Davis.
God bless.